I've seen the Oppenheimer movie now 18 times with 72 more times to go. And I'm getting paid to do this because I'm a 70mm projectionist. So I'm going to show you what it took in order to set this up and to play it for the audience in 70mm. So a quick stop at Love's on the way to Tigard, Oregon for the 70mm job of Oppenheimer. Hopefully that all goes smoothly. Went smooth last time I ran Dunkirk there. So this is the first day. It's going to be an initial setup of the 70mm projector. Let's see how that goes.
My home for the next 3 weeks. This is a 70mm print. This is how it's shipped. It's shipped in a giant shipping case, and it's all in one big reel. Most movies that were on film came in individual reels. All the reels have been joined together on this, so then there's nothing that can really be screwed up on my end assembling this. So hopefully everything should be fine. We'll probably do a run through of it, make sure everything's working good, and if the print's fine, and that the projector works. So we'll get that started.
Alright, so that was a little run through of the test film that was here, just to make sure that everything runs fine, looks good on the projector. And then tomorrow is going to be a full run through of the Oppenheimer 70mm print to make sure that's okay. So until tomorrow. Wait a second. I still have to load the print. So I'm going to have probably 3 other people come here and help load this giant 70mm 3-hour print on to this platter system down onto the lower one over here. So hopefully that goes smooth. It should. Usually with 4 people it's not so bad. Now I was planning to show this being loaded. It took about 4 people to do it, but the manager just sprung it on me right at the last minute. I'm very thankful that they helped me with this because there's no way I could have done it by myself. It's a couple 100 pounds of film. But just use your imagination of about 4 grown men trying to move this much film onto a platter. And it's really early in the morning for me. Like, this is my 3rd time filming this. Forgot the autofocus the first time, and the second time forgot the steady shot. So here we are. Yeah, it's like about 5:40 now in the morning, and I'm gonna go to the theater and do my run through of the 70mm Oppenheimer print. So I'm gonna check that, and then check the digital version of it, make sure nothing's wrong with that. There shouldn't be. Sometimes there is, so you gotta watch it to make sure. And yeah, that's the day so far. It's not going to be any public screenings right now. I think those start tomorrow. So hopefully it's just a straight run through, no problems. I'm not anticipating anything. All the machinery, the projector, and the platter system ran fine yesterday. So it should be just a straight, nice 3-hour movie. Yeah, looking forward to seeing it. So I'm going to go over there and see if they can let me in a little early. I'm a little early right now. I'm supposed to be here at 6, but I got up early, got some coffee, and yeah. So everything got started. The print looks like it's running just fine. There's no problems. Looks great. 70 always looks great. Always fun to run some film. It's just hot up here. I'm like sweating. I got plenty of cleaning to do. I have to check the projector, run a couple of test loops, make sure the framing's right, the focus, check the sound, do all this stuff, and make sure everything is clean as it can be, because I don't want any dust to accumulate in the print. I want to keep it as clean as possible, so it's the best experience for everyone for as long as possible, because the print will wear out over time. But usually that can be slowed down a little bit with just keeping everything clean and dust-free. So just to be clear, this video isn't sponsored by Universal or the Oppenheimer movie or Regal Cinemas, the place that I'm at. This is a video that I'm doing just to document this whole process, because I do feel like the whole idea of running film, even like 70mm film, it's going away. And so I like to have like some type of documentation that, you know, it kind of preserves what's going on here. And so hopefully people enjoy watching this and get something out of it and see like the way things were type of stuff. I enjoy sharing this stuff because this has been such a huge part of my adult life, was running film and working at theaters and working at studios and doing all this stuff before I started making YouTube videos and before like radiation and all the stuff that I do. I was a projectionist, and that's what I did. I did that, and I shot time lapse. That's how I have so much knowledge of how to shoot time lapse in my videos. So I've put the trailers onto the ring, but now I need to add it into the print. Now there's a couple ways to do this, but I'm going to do it the way where I'm not going to screw up the speed of the platter system. So I'm actually going to play the trailers and then attach the Oppenheimer feature to the end of those trailers. So the screening tonight is just for press, and so we don't even have audio for these trailers yet, so there's no point in playing them. So I'm just going to play it through as a leader, attach it, and then I'll be ready to show tonight. So that's what I'm going to do. So this isn't my preferred method to put trailers on, but you kind of have to do what you can. Should be enough of the end of the trailer leaving to bring the projector up to speed. So when I open up the hand dowser with this guy right here, so when I open this up, when the projector's up to speed, it should be up to speed and shouldn't present a problem. Yeah, just gotta make do. That's what projection's all about. Alright, so this morning I'm going to be changing the xenon bulb that's in here. The reason why is because I'm starting to notice a little bit of flicker in the 70mm picture, and it's actually coming from the arc sliding around because there's a cathode and an anode inside of there, and so the arc is not stabilizing anymore. It's kind of moving around a little bit, which causes the picture to flicker a little bit. So I'm going to open this up, change out the bulb, and put a new one in there. And it can be a little dangerous. It's kind of like handling a live grenade. The bulb is made out of quartz glass, and it's under extreme high pressure inside of the bulb, but with a xenon gas. And so these have been known to blow up. I am going to be wearing safety glasses that usually give you like a flak jacket and a face shield and all this other jazz, but I think I'm okay with just protecting my eyes bit. Yeah, but I'm not anticipating it blowing up on me, so let's get started. This is to cover the bulb while I'm changing it, so in case it does blow up, it doesn't go everywhere. And so I'm going to use it because I don't feel like getting a bunch of quartz shrapnel in my face. I've heard of horror stories of that happening to projectionists changing lamps, but in my experience, you need to be pretty careless with these for them to actually explode, but, you know, things happen. Final checks. Always got to make sure I didn't leave any tools in here. It's kind of a big no-no. And a moment of truth, see if this thing strikes. Coolio. I just need to check the light. So I've seen this movie now probably about 20 times, and I really like it. It's the cinematography on it is awesome, the sound design, the casting, the story. My only problem with it is that it leaves out a main component of the science, which is radiation. It's barely touched on in the movie, and so I feel like that kind of works against it. I think people would be really interested to hear more about that. They actually also leave out how the Manhattan Project actually went down the wrong path in developing the wrong atomic bomb, thinking they could use plutonium in the gun type model, but that would have actually pre-detonated. There's also some stuff where they left out where they didn't talk about any of the criticality accidents, where there are two scientists that died from doing criticality experiments with a plutonium core. That wasn't touched on either. That's the story of the Demon Core, which is very fascinating, and hopefully I'll touch on that subject at a later date. But that's really my only problems with the movie. I mean, it's really good. I really enjoy watching it. I think the whole Trinity test explosion, that's a very intense scene. So the other thing they omitted was not showing the aftermath of the Trinity site. There's actually a photo of Groves and Oppenheimer at Ground Zero inspecting the site. Now this would have been a great time to actually show how radioactive the site was right after the test, and all the trinitite, all the green glass that would have been formed in the test, in the explosion, and all the intense fire. And that would have been also like a great time to kind of reflect on what kind of devastation they were just about to unleash onto Japan. But they chose to omit that. My favorite scenes are in the beginning when I'm like checking focus for the movie. I'm like looking at it and seeing like the focus on Cillian Murphy's like eyeball when he's being interviewed, and then also on Robert Downey Jr.'s eyelashes in the black and white scenes. And so it's a really cool movie, and I enjoy seeing it. I like running film. It's a lot of fun. But if you're actually kind of more interested in the science of the Manhattan Project, I would suggest seeking out a show called Manhattan. It came out probably almost 10 years ago now. It's an interesting show that has a lot of the correct science in it, but it has fictionalized characters in some of the roles for the Manhattan Project. But it's still very entertaining to watch. I enjoy watching it. But anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this video of this behind the scenes look at the 70mm of Oppenheimer and what it took to get that all set up and started. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.